Well, I was pretty darn loose at Vegas, but it was a manageable loose. You know, I could deal with it, and I mean, I was loose all the way from entry to exit, but it was something I knew where it was going to go, and I knew how hard I could push it. So I think there are certain trade-offs along the way, but yeah, I mean, I would imagine that the more comfortable you get with a range of push to loose, the better off you're going to be, because you will be able to drive it at any point, especially on the loose side, because it's still turning. I mean, turning is one of the harder things to get going with these cars, and what really ends up holding you up at times as well. But I think that I've gone further backwards with a loose car than with a pushing car.
Bruce Martin with SI.com. When you first saw this place, did you think that, you know, this is like racing's version of something a mad scientist would come up with? Is it almost kind of like a ride at Great America for you?
I got here yesterday late afternoon and walked out to the track. I mean, I don't normally feel like I don't need to look at the track. I mean, you need to get out and drive the track, but I thought I better see this place first, just at least to be able to sleep on the visual of it. Because no matter how many races you've seen on TV or in-car cameras you've watched, it doesn't give you the real perspective and depth that you get when you're actually there. So I got out there. I even had one of the pace cars take me around the track, and Justin Allgaier was nice enough to jump in the car with me, and so we didn't get to use the front straight, which means we didn't get to run for half the lap, but it was nice to be able to see it, and I think that, you know, sleeping on it again tonight will be even better for tomorrow, just because it's so unfamiliar. But I kind of wonder how they run at any short track, let alone one like this. So it's going to be pretty close quarters, and like they said, either somebody's holding you up or you're holding someone up, and I'm sure that will be the battle come tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, we'll go with Bob Pockris, Lee Spencer, Claire B., and Dustin Long.
Bob Hocker, Scene Daily. Will your finish at Vegas allow you to put, if you have a bad race tomorrow, put it behind you easier?
No. It really just depends on tomorrow. For me, it's about knowing what I've got and what I then, you know, having certain expectation levels based on practice and qualifying and everything, and then assess how the car feels when you get out there, because, I mean, with the last two races, the best my car has felt is in the race. So it might get better, but it also can get worse. And I've had those races, too, where, you know, I feel pretty dialed in practice, and then I go out for the race, and something got away from me, and something isn't where the car isn't where I need it to be. And so I'll just take what it gives me tomorrow at the start of the race, and as long as I, you know, get through the race without making too many mistakes, or you know, don't get the most out of it, I'll be happy with myself. And but it's really going to depend on the day, and Vegas is what it is independently from Bristol. Every race is a new challenge. So,
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. After all the IndyCar testing you did the last couple of weeks, did it seem strange jumping in the car, especially at a place like this?
No, I think that there's always a certain level of nerves getting into an IndyCar after a while, and especially after not being on a road course since August of last year and driving these so much. I remember getting in the car last year and thinking, wow, these things are really snappy. And actually, I think that all the stock car stuff has helped me, because I get out in the car and my mentality is that the first run should be really fast, because it usually is the case in these cars, that when you have the new tires and you go out there, it's really fast right from the get-go. So I feel like I've almost gotten up to speed faster just because of my experience here and the mentality of needing to go right away. So no, I think it's helped. I think that I feel comfortable overall, but I mean, you know, I guess probably the fact that the cars are snappy and accelerate and get away from you pretty quickly is, you know, might be why I caught the car at Vegas and didn't put it in the wall, because things happen a little bit slower in these cars. Not to say that it's easy. Not at all. It's still very hard, and you know, the thing about these is that sometimes you can't feel when it's going on you, but you're definitely forced to catch the car really quickly in an Indy car.
Claire B. Lang, Series NASCAR Radio. I talked to Tony Sr. yesterday, and he was extremely complimentary of you. He said, this is one smart person, and she is digesting the information we give her and applying it and feeling it and making a difference with it. He said you were watching tapes, or they're giving you all this information about this place. Does that help, watching the tapes or anything else other than being on the track? And B, with the laps being so short around the track, you're not going to be able to communicate with them as much as you had been to digest quickly and learn during the race from them.
It's good that there's a lot of practices today to feel comfortable, and even as difficult as it is to, as uncomfortable as you are and as much as you don't want to deal with a car that's not right, it might not be the worst thing in the world, and we'll probably have a situation where you're too loose and you're too tight today, and that'll be good practice for the race to learn how to maneuver around that kind of a handling problem. But getting all those tapes, it helps, but it doesn't help as much until you've actually gotten out there and been able to see it from your perspective and pick up on little things. So it really takes running the track to be able to use those to your biggest advantage. So I'll be sure to watch some stuff tonight and just pick up on little things as to how the line changes through the race or just what lines people are running. But everything helps. Not all of it helps the same amount, but everything helps. Yeah, the laps are definitely short, and I find that even in practice, I'm stepping on the radio on top of Tony. He'll be trying to read a time, and I'll be saying, "I'm loose, I'm pitting." So it's probably going to be about staying really calm then and not getting frazzled when maybe something doesn't get heard or something doesn't get someone's not heard or someone's not understood, because things are going to go quick. And but that's just part of the challenge of Bristol, it seems.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. Danica, I want to ask you about your mindset in the sense as you go off to the IndyCar Series this year, just like you did last year. And I'm wondering how you leave NASCAR for a while, what your mindset is. I'm almost assuming that last year you might have been maybe a little bit more excited for the IndyCar Series just because of all the challenges, and now as you have progress, you make some progress. I just wonder how you view this move, getting away from this series for a few months.
I've always this is just really honest right now. I enjoy wherever I'm at. When I'm racing a stock car, that's what I feel like doing, and that's what I'm liking. And then when I race an Indy car, I'm thinking, well, I like this too. And so I think I just I'm flipping a switch over and over again. And there are certain things I like about each of them. So I like both of them, so I'm not looking forward to leaving because I'm here right now. And then probably once I leave in this IndyCar race, I might not be looking forward to leaving that either. But that's just me getting into a groove in a certain series and having likes and dislikes in both places. And when you're in the moment, you're familiar and you're comfortable and you're understanding everything that's going on. So. Well, I definitely feel more comfortable at this point now than I did last year, for sure. I feel more comfortable. I feel like I know more of what I need out of the car. Like Tony and I are understanding each other, having experienced short ovals, 1.5 miles, and all that together over time. We fine-tune the setup more and more. I had to get on him this morning for an element on the setup that I'm like, I don't like that. Why did you do that? And I was loose. So, we're getting along good, and it's all that stuff makes it fun and helps me get better and helps me feel more comfortable.
All right, DP, thanks a lot. Good luck with the other double duty, and we'll see you at Chicago.
Thank you.